Late last year, I made a video about my top crypto picks for 2021. To my pleasant surprise, many of those picks were spot on, and some of them saw more than 20x gains in the months that followed. The current crypto market is a little bit different than what it was back then, to say the least, and many of you have been asking me which cryptocurrencies I think have the most potential for the remaining months of 2021. Well, after much deliberation, I've narrowed down my long list to 5 coins and tokens. Today, I'm going to give you my updated top crypto picks for 2021, explain why I believe they all still have so much potential, and reveal which ones I plan on adding to my personal cryptocurrency portfolio. I'll also do a quick recap of my previous crypto picks, how they performed, and where I think they're headed next. So be sure to stick around until the end. Just 2 quick things before we begin. First, I'm not qualified to help you with anything related to finance. This video is just an entertaining and educational rant. Second, I hold most of the cryptocurrencies I'll be discussing today. I'll tell you which ones when we get to them, because telling you now would give the game away. If this is your first time visiting, my name is Guy and crypto is my thing. The Coin Bureau is where you'll find the highest quality content about anything crypto that crosses your mind. Coins, tokens, news, reviews, exchanges, guides, regulations, tools, market moves, and crypto conspiracies too. If this is the sort of stuff you binge watch, subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell to get these videos while they're hot. I know life can get busy, which is why I've left some timestamps in the video timeline to make skipping around easy. Do your best to watch until the end though, because it will help this video trend. So now that you know my shtick, let's get on to my updated top crypto picks. My first crypto pick for the rest of 2021 is Ethereum, and ETH is a big part of my personal crypto portfolio. Even though Ethereum's upside is limited compared to the other picks on my current list, it has a much higher chance of achieving its upside potential, and this is for many reasons. For starters, EIP 1559 recently went live on the Ethereum blockchain as part of the London upgrade. In case you missed the memo, EIP 1559 could turn ETH into a deflationary asset with enough network activity, since a portion of every transaction fee is now burned. As basic economics dictate, if the supply of something decreases while the demand for it stays the same or even increases, the result is an increase in price. Now, obviously, it's going to take a lot of network activity for ETH to become deflationary, but I believe it's possible, if not likely, that this will happen by the end of the year. This belief is partly based on the fact that an Ethereum ETF is imminent. As I mentioned in my video about what the hell is going on with the crypto market, there are 2 pending Ethereum ETF applications in the United States which have not been postponed by the SEC. I've still not seen any news of any Ethereum ETF rejections either, which is in stark contrast to all the Bitcoin ETF applications that are constantly being postponed or rejected by US regulators. Retail adoption of Ethereum has also gone through the roof, while Ethereum recently surpassed Bitcoin in daily active wallet addresses. More importantly, both public and private institutions have been itching for Ethereum for both development and investment purposes. Multiple central bank digital currency candidates are being tested on the Ethereum blockchain around the world, and many players in legacy finance are looking to link up with Ethereum's top DeFi protocols. A substantial number of institutional investors seem to prefer ETH over BTC, and I suspect this has to do with Ethereum 2.0. This is partly because Ethereum 2.0 will introduce proof of stake. As I mentioned in my video about proof of work versus proof of stake, institutions are huge fans of proof of stake blockchains because they can easily buy their way in and use their voting power to change them to their liking. It's also a convenient way to earn passive income in an era where interest rates are near zero or negative across the board. According to the official Ethereum roadmap, the transition to proof of stake is set to occur at the end of 2021. So, when you combine ETH deflation, the probability of an Ethereum ETF, the mass adoption of the Ethereum blockchain, the immense amount of institutional interest, and proof of stake, I think you can easily make the case for a 6 to 7k ETH by year's end. You can find my most recent Ethereum analysis in the description below. My second crypto pick for the rest of 2021 is Cardano, and ADA is also part of my personal crypto portfolio. Even though Cardano's upside potential is also limited due to its large market cap, it has much more room to grow than Ethereum, and this is for many reasons. For starters, ADA has maintained its bullish momentum against all odds. It has held up strong despite the recent downturn and is still in a very visible uptrend. This is because Cardano's best days are still ahead of it. Its long-awaited smart contract update is only weeks away, and there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of users waiting to use Cardano's dApps. ADA has also seen a significant degree of interest from institutional investors who see Cardano's peer-reviewed proof-of-stake protocol as a more environmentally friendly alternative to proof-of-work. Although ADA is unlikely to see an ETF anytime soon, it is waiting to get its own Grayscale trust as per the filings made in January this year. Some public institutions, such as the University of Wyoming, have also started staking ADA for passive income, and others, like the government of Ethiopia, are leveraging the Cardano blockchain for digital identity solutions. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson recently hinted at another high-level partnership, possibly with the Filipino government, given that he recently spoke with politicians in the Philippines. Moreover, Cardano's ecosystem consists of its own unique community-funded projects, which will present new opportunities for 100x returns for early investors once smart contracts go live. This potential for profit could bring in record amount of retail investors and users, and I could see that taking ADA up to the $4 to $5 range. Now you can learn more about Cardano's recent updates and its smart contract roadmap by watching my video about that using the link up there in the top right. My third crypto pick for the rest of 2021 is Solana, and Sol is a more recent addition to my personal cryptocurrency portfolio. Like ADA, Sol has been surprisingly resilient to the recent crypto market rut, and its price trajectory is still tilted towards the moon. Solana is seriously significant because it's currently the only cryptocurrency which can process as many transactions as a traditional payment processor like Visa or MasterCard. Not only that, but it's received more funding than any other crypto project in 2021 so far. Those of you who watched my video about the most funded crypto projects will remember that Solana has received more than $500 million from some serious backers in just the last few months. To top it all off, Solana is home to a handful of seriously promising projects, notably Audius, a decentralized Spotify competitor which surpassed 1 million listeners at the start of the year. Most of the other projects building on Solana were incubated by the FTX derivatives exchange, which is also leveraging the Solana blockchain for its DeFi ecosystem dubbed Project Serum. Some of you have probably noticed that FTX has been penning partnerships and sponsorships left and right. I believe a lot of the resulting attention and adoption will inevitably find its way onto Solana. It's even possible that Solana could someday become the back end to the legacy exchanges that FTX is hoping to buy, such as the CME futures, though this obviously won't happen by the end of the year. A Grayscale Solana trust probably will happen, however, given that they recently announced they were looking to offer the product, and there's no shortage of demand from institutional investors. If you're unfamiliar with Solana, I strongly recommend checking out my video about it. It'll be waiting for you down there in the description. My fourth crypto pick for the rest of 2021 is Polygon, and Matic is one of the few cryptocurrencies that I regret not buying sooner. Better late than never though, and that's why I'll be adding Matic to my personal cryptocurrency portfolio. This is simply because Polygon is the preferred layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. It's fast, it's cheap, and it's compatible with anything made from ETH. Some of Ethereum's most popular dApps have deployed on Polygon, such as Aave, Decentraland, and SushiSwap. Polygon's 300-plus dApps collectively hold over $9 billion in total value locked, and both of those numbers keep rising by the day. Coinbase and Binance both recently added native support for the Polygon chain as well, meaning it's no longer necessary to spend dozens of dollars in ETH and Matic to move tokens between chains. Now, even before these integrations, Polygon was pushing on 100,000 daily active users, which is more than most Layer 1 cryptocurrency blockchains. Matic is not only used to power the Polygon chain, but will also be an integral part of Polygon's expanding internet of Layer 2 blockchains for Ethereum. Matic has had a magnificent run since the start of the year, and though it too has taken a bit of a beating recently, the mass adoption of Polygon could easily push its price to new all-time highs by the end of 2021. $5 is a realistic estimate, in my opinion. If you're wondering just how much I'll be allocating to Matic, you'll have to subscribe to my weekly newsletter, and you can do so using the link in the description. My fifth and final crypto pick for the rest of 2021 is Terra. And though I'm not currently planning on picking up any Luna, I'm seriously considering it. That's because Terra's UST is the fastest growing stablecoin in cryptocurrency. Its market cap has grown from just 200 million to over 2 billion since the start of the year. That's 10x if your mental math sucks. If you're wondering how this relates to Terra's Luna, it's because Luna is used to collateralize the UST stablecoin. $1 worth of Luna is always convertible to 1 UST, and this creates an economic incentive for market participants to constantly arbitrage between the two for UST to maintain its dollar value. The reason why UST has been so popular is because it's used in two of Terra's many powerful protocols. The first is Mirror, which allows you to trade synthetic stocks against UST, and it's become the most popular synthetic stock trading protocol in cryptocurrency with over 1.6 billion in total value locked. The second powerful Terra protocol is Anchor, which leverages staking and lending rewards from other blockchains to offer a stable annual interest rate of 20% on UST. Not surprisingly, Anchor's total value locked is also sitting at around 1.6 billion, which suggests that both the MIR and ANC tokens are insanely undervalued. Another thing that's added to UST's popularity is the crackdown on centralized stablecoins by regulators. Circle, Tether, and Paxos seem to be on the brink of implementing KYC for all accounts holding their stablecoin tokens. Because the Terra protocol is decentralized, no KYC is required, and there's no risk that any UST you hold could be frozen or confiscated by a centralized authority, as has happened with USDT and USDC. Terra's endgame is to make it possible to manage all your money within cryptocurrency, synthetic stock and asset trading with Mirror, stable interest on savings with Anchor, and payments with UST. As the demand for UST continues to grow, so too does the demand for Luna. And because Luna is burned every time UST is minted, this deflationary effect combined with high demand creates the sort of parabolic runs you see here. Now, call me crazy, but I could easily see Luna hit $100 by the end of the year if its adoption and innovation continues. The only reason why I'm reluctant to invest in Luna is because all of Terra's protocols have not been sufficiently battle-tested, and it seems to be relatively centralized compared to similar projects. This means that Terra could be vulnerable to regulatory crackdowns, especially since its MO is to free us from the current financial system. We all know what happens when projects see success in that realm. Now, you can learn more about the incoming regulatory crackdown on crypto by watching my recent video about that. It's hanging up there in the top right. Now, to wrap things up, I want to go over my original crypto picks for 2021, which I detailed last December. My first previous crypto pick was Monero, which is cryptocurrency's top privacy coin. Besides its bleeding-edge tech and robust tokenomics, XMR's maturity and continued development is what landed it on my list last time. Back then, XMR was around $130, and it reached a high of around $480 in mid-May this year. That's a roughly 3.5x, which is good, but not great. Now, I suspect this is because Monero has been relentlessly targeted by regulators, which has resulted in multiple exchange delistings, among other issues. Now that even Binance is kowtowing to regulators, the near future looks pretty grim for XMR, though I'm quite confident that it will survive and even thrive in the long run. This is especially true if Monero finishes its XMR BTC cross-chain swap technology. My second previous crypto pick was Algorand, which is one of the best smart contract cryptocurrencies out there. In addition to having some seriously solid tech, Algorand is well funded and also has close connections to the US government via MIT, where its founder Silvio Micali is a full-time professor. Back then, Algo was around 30 cents, and it reached a high of around $1.70 in early February. That's roughly a 5.5x, which is better but still far behind what other cryptos gained during that time. I attribute this stunted pump to Algo's terrible tokenomics, specifically the Algorand Foundation's structured selling scheme and the accelerated vesting schedule granted to Algorand's early investors. Now, you can learn more about Algo's tokenomic woes by using the link up there in the top right. My third previous crypto pick was Theta, which is cryptocurrency's leading decentralized streaming protocol. When you combine Theta's close partnerships with Google, Samsung, and Sony with Theta's terrific tokenomics, you get a recipe for some serious gains. Back then, Theta was around 70 cents and hit an all-time high of over $14 in mid-April this year. That's a clean 20x move. Theta's price has crashed pretty hard since then, but it continues to reach new all-time highs on the development front, with ever more patents and partnerships for its streaming protocol. There's still some fuel left for this rocket, and I reckon it could take Theta up to the $10 range. Theta's T-Fuel token is where the real fire is at, though. It still doesn't look like T-Fuel has hit its all-time highs for this crypto market cycle, and it seems like that will be somewhere around $1. My fourth previous crypto pick was Injective Protocol, which is arguably the most advanced decentralized derivatives exchange in cryptocurrency. Now, I happen to be a proud holder of INJ. Like Algorand, Injective is backed by big bucks and built by brilliant minds. INJ also scores an A+ for tokenomics. Back then, INJ was around $2, and it hit an all-time high of over $24 in mid-April this year. That's a solid 12x move. Like Theta, Injective's development momentum hasn't slowed down. It continues to secure some serious partnerships and is on the cusp of releasing the final version of its derivatives DEX. This means that there's still a lot of green for INJ left in the months ahead. Now, you can learn more about Injective Protocol by watching my video about it, top right if you please. My fifth and final previous crypto pick was Barnbridge, which is one of the most promising protocols in the DeFi space. Barnbridge is backed by DeFi giants like Aave and Synthetics, and its suite of DeFi services has seen hundreds of millions of dollars in total value locked since its launch. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to tell based on the price of Bond, which was around $25 back then and hit a high of just $85 in mid-March. That's a mere 3.5x. Now, I suspect this has to do with Bond's relatively aggressive vesting schedule and the fact that Barnbridge was at the back of the pack of the DeFi protocol parade. This continues to be the case today, and I think it's a bit of a token toss as to what comes next. I honestly think it will be a blessing if it manages to stay above $20 until 2022. Now, I first did a review on Barnbridge almost a year ago, and I've left a link to that in the video description below for you guys to have a look at. There's no shortage of crypto coins and tokens with insane potential in 2021. This can be easy to forget even when the crypto market dips by just a few %, and that's something which has been happening a lot recently. Once you've realized that crypto is here to stay, it makes it much easier to pick out the winners and losers among the market phrase. I've made many videos about how to do just that, but as you can see, even my own methodology isn't foolproof. There were a lot of other cryptos that performed much better than my top picks last December, and in retrospect, I would have changed that list. As much as I'm kicking myself for missing out on Matic and other promising cryptos, I made my decisions based on the information I had at the time. The information I have now tells me that the cryptos I picked today have the most potential for 2021, and it's likely that at least one of these picks will not meet my expectations. Thankfully, I have a diversified crypto portfolio, and that means I'm likely to end up in the green even if most of my predictions end up being pipe dreams. If I still somehow end up in the red, I'll just hodl and hope for the best. Now, folks, I want to hear from you. Which cryptos are you betting on for the rest of 2021? Drop me a comment down below and remember to like the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell to stay in the know. If you're hungry for more content about crypto, here's where you can go. Follow me on Twitter for hot takes. Follow me on TikTok for behind-the-scenes outtakes. You can even follow me on Instagram for memes and AMAs. And join my Telegram for daily crypto updates. Subscribe to my weekly newsletter if you want to see my full crypto portfolio, and get yourself some merch from the Coin Bureau merch store if you want to look like a crypto pro. Links to all of these are down under. That's it for my monologue. Thank you so much for coming along. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, yo.